So only a few videos ago, and depends where you watch this, maybe it was a few weeks ago, but in my studio today recording 13 videos, it was about 3 minutes ago. I talked about PTSD and what I think it is, what my experience with it has been. However, I do think labels have a utility, right? It can help you understand your human experience, and it can help you understand that, okay, all right, this thing I'm going through, it fits into a certain category, right? ADHD, PTSD, anxiety, depression, whatever it is, right? Because sometimes understanding that what you're going through is common and it's documented and it's understood somewhere can be a bit of a relief, because you go, oh shit, okay, this thing's not the newest thing that nobody knows about, right? It's a real thing and people have done it before and I can get over it, it's fine. So I think partly that is the utility of some of those labels. However, some of those labels can be detrimental. You can really cling on to that label and that can become part of your identity. So what I would urge you to do, whether it's straight away or at some point, is don't stress too much about the labels. Don't stress whether it's ADHD or PTSD. A lot of these labels have so many overlapping symptoms and causes that it kind of doesn't really matter at some point which one it is, right? And I say that with a grain of salt. There's plenty more nuance in there. So, for example, I've talked about PTSD before. I get, DVA compensates me for PTSD, but I've never had a PTSD diagnosis. My only two diagnoses were an adjustment disorder back when I attempted suicide, and ADHD about 1.5 years ago, or close to 2 years ago. So those are my only two diagnoses. But you could say, if you looked at my symptoms, that, yeah, maybe I do have a bit of PTSD. I have had a lot of anxiety. I did suffer depression. But for me, when I see the label and say, yeah, okay, that I understand that I fit in that box, after a while, I prefer to focus on my experience, because the complexity of your experience doesn't manifest just in the form of your label. You don't go, ooh, here comes a bout of my PTSD, or I woke up this morning with, a lot of ADHD. Just focus on what you can feel in your mind, in your body, your emotions and your thought patterns, and look at your behaviours, because I find that's far more telling and far more accurate than, oh shit, is this PTSD or is this ADHD? Or do I have autism, or am I schizophrenic? And I've honestly thought all those things at different points throughout this journey, right? Particularly years ago when I was in the absolute fucking trenches of this thing, and it was so chaotic to me. I was like, I think my brain is broken. I think I think I'm schizophrenic, because the voice in my head was so powerful. That negative voice was so powerful. I thought, like, I'm in psychosis. This is not normal. This is not a good thing. But having gone through the rigmarole of the diagnosis, the treatment, and the learning process, now I understand what a lot of that stuff is. And I know that I'm far from anything schizophrenic or psychosis, right? So sometimes, like I said, it can be helpful, but I would urge you to focus on just the experience. And that experience is going to be physical sensations. It's going to be psychological patterns. It's going to be thoughts. It's going to be specific behaviors. And it's going to be, yeah, that's about it. It's going to be any one of those, right? Focus on what you feel and what you experience, and that'll help you much better understand what you're going into and then what you can do to take care of yourself.